of Americas, which right now, this year, G2 are leading 3-2 in overall series. So an opportunity for SEN to get some more revenge and go 3-3.
All right, it's time, folks, for Samsung Match Start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs. And this is a map pool for SEN that doesn't feature Lotus or Corrode, two of their best maps so far this stage.
Kaplan has spoken recently about the map pool for SEN being the crux of future success at a global event like Champions, where they're headed in a few weeks. And this pool, I think, is really going to test the depth that this roster has right now against America's finest in G2.
SEN starting on the attack side here. It's an early net thrown out, and Leave going to take first contact. It's Chalk, though. Able to fail narrate very early on, and the response, of course, is to get a barrier down. This can be circumvented. John heads over the top, and it's really just him who's gotten past this.
He is fully committed. That is crazy. The G2 flank is so quick behind them, but
too fast.
It might not even matter, honestly.
Sky Smoke's going to be in the way, but Trent will be able to see above it. Bang, no takes contact, finishes him off. That wall's still in the way. It's awkward. And Bang can now fall back. In the post plan, it's Valen and Jonah, two of the hot shots for G2 last week. It's NRG, absolutely stellar. And getting into this match.
How could they possibly do anything against this crossfire? It's just going to be way too effective. SEN clean that up with ease. I love that decision to just purely ego the wall that was thrown down by Leaf. John just hops over top, gets out really far right, and then Zekin somehow able to get an engagement against Jaw. I want to definitely look at that on the replay.
Just playing up on top of those boxes there, and again, there's no one-way put down at all.
I mean, there it is. Zekin is just able to creep up against the wall, crouches, and Jaw swings. He gets deleted.
It's possible that Valen on that sort of long wrap is not in position to put their util down for the defenders. We're going to jump straight into round two, though. And again, it's that Stinger force-up. We've seen SEN do this on Corrode as well. It makes the econ really weird in the openers, but pretty huge. It's just a tough bonus to win out.
Dang it, that long range taking a fight towards Showers. Is going to have to deal with a player in the teleport as well.
It's on Jonah P. And there are 4 Stingers in the hot, sweaty hands of Sentinels right now. Not a whole lot to be done. I mean, we observe this kind of economic opener from SEN against C9. Now, it made their bonus kind of weird because they're playing with, 4 or 5 Stingers in some cases against what could be a full buy in the coming round. But if they win that, if they find a way to find success in that round 3, they can buy for so much of the first half.
Surely, if there's a team out there that knows how to deal with the 5-man Stinger
I pick it up what you're putting down. Yep.
Surely it's G2. Surely.
Well, Jonah's been able to get one of those weapons to hand himself, but it's really just perishing into the spike that's on the agenda for him here. SEN, hot and heavy on towards this A side of the map. Playing with a real burst of speed here, and Zelsis honestly recently said he'd like his team to inject a bit more of that unpredictability into their games. Feels like maybe them and also G2 play a little standard sometimes.
Yeah, had said that in the post-match interview when these two teams faced last, that he felt like sometimes they were playing too standard and honestly wanted to take some inspiration from teams in Pacific who inject that insane unpredictability, like Paper Rex, for example. SEN have come out first time playing double duelist on a non-Haven map, I believe, that we've seen this year. Narrate has been putting up some pretty unbelievable numbers. The 5th highest rated in ACS for Stage 2, and that is everyone above him being a duelist. He's the highest non-duelist, so now he gets a chance to flex his muscles here. Stinger rush coming through.
Trying to salvo a bit awkward, but you can see Narrate's able to get ahead of it. Trent, though, with a better weapon, steps up, steps out. It's going to be a Prowler here to clear Lambs, and Zekin knows he has to push. This is an awkward angle with the Stingers across the site. Jorgamo is felled. Trent here needs to watch over towards Showers, and a Paint Shells would look to dig Leaf out of that corner. The spray comes straight through Triple and picks up the deadlock.
I'm kind of mad how much damage SEN are doing long range right now with the Stingers. These are not the ideal fights you want to take, and yet somehow they've taken down 2 players. They've got Trent low on HP, but this is another miserable angle. Honestly, Jonah is in this long range, should be able to pick them apart.
That's on Zekin. He was low health of the 2, and he's going to be seized in place, at least having to spike down. Oh my goodness! Decayed to 1. Zekin still fancies a bit of a fight. Swing on this corner, he's 26 health, and it doesn't seem to care. Valen's coming for him, though, and almost a frenzy claimed another. Jeez, they get close, don't they?
I mean, that pretty absurd how much damage is done there. Zekin's movement is looking so smooth.
And they've already carried 2 rifles out of this anti-Stinger round.
I mean, like you were saying, these Stingers, no investment, low investment. They get 3 kills and the plant. SEN are going to take that all day. Look at the situation that it's got G2 in now. They're fully bought down. If they lose this round, it'll be worth 2 for SEN. And Narrate wants to exploit the economy by buying the outlaw, but there are going to be 3 G2 players with heavy armor, so only a couple susceptible to a potential one-shot.
Narrate can also imply more players on his A side of the map than is sort of the reality by making use of that clone and also gate crashing away to be if and when he's needed. Okay.
Bit of danger there for Trent. He was one of the light armored players, by the way, so that would have been a one-shot. SEN have this control of B long. As is the standard, you do want to funnel those orbs towards your Rays to get as many showstoppers on attack as you can. Massive win condition for the attacking team here on Bind.
Narrate is tucked in cubby, but that is going to be watched pretty diligently here by Leaf. He's waiting for someone to blink first, and Leaf, one of the less armored players, out of the picture now. That's a deadlock, unavailable. No wall to slow things up further. Trent awkwardly set out in the open and bang, deals him a death blow instantly. Narrate looks like he's lost a fight with the lawnmower recently, but I tell you what, he's hitting the shots when they count. Be able to make his way forward up on this A side here. G2 trying to converge, and there's a late wrap, but Giacomo's about to run into resist. Are you okay? You good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. No, nothing. Oh my God. John has the read on the flank, and G2 have no option but to save. I'm sure Jaw would have loved to have kept that rifle as well.
If I've broken you already, you're in for a tough series, brother.
You can't be doing them like that, man. You can't be doing them like that. That was a great round from Sentinels, though. In the mid-round, I love how they were working the map over towards that B side. Zekin remained posted up long. He broke one of the Prowlers that was thrown by Jonah, and at the same time, or, basically same time, a few seconds later, then a Prowler was used from John over towards Hookah. So it looks like they're working long, and they're working Hookah at the same time, but in reality, they've taken A short control. Zekin just TPs, they pivot back to A, and when Leaf goes down, that site is basically free for the taking.
And the use of the Brimstone defensively here, we're not seeing that standard one-way being put down at A short. Right? We're actually seeing Valen playing over towards the B side of the map instead, maybe hoping to stall things out over there, throw the smokes down, maybe get some B long control. But there's a gate crash opportunity there for Narrow. We can get into cubby. He can cross that part of short without being spotted by someone like Leaf and then hit him from an unexpected spot. Assistant coach Baby Bay. My goat. I mean, yeah, we're the second highest rated player in playoffs up until this point. And it looks like Leaf is sort of stepping, it's funny, Leaf is sort of stepping into his roles here. I am looking forward to Sunset when we get there because there's a chance for that Leaf Chamber to come back out if he is just going to sort of pick up where Dre left off.
Yeah, it definitely seems to indicate that, because we had heard from Josh that both Leaf and Dre have been practicing throughout these last few weeks.
Leaf has been streaming a lot.
Yeah, I have to imagine that they're basically just playing the same role on every single map, and they're just bouncing back and forth between the two of them. But
Dre though is available to be substituted in between maps in this series, should it be required.
Just in case, get the Dre Chamber back on Sunset. Yep. I mean, like you said, he is up there in the stats, one of the highest ranked players in the playoffs. Leaf has big shoes to fill, which is a situation we did not expect to see ourselves in, but is genuinely the truth. Like, where other players on G2 in the playoffs have maybe been lacking in terms of the fragging, kind of looking at Trent at the moment, honestly. But Baby Bay has been the guy to step up for them and really perform in the server.
Bangs at 6-1, by the way. This is a less played map for SEN, but on 100 Thieves, this was his bread and butter, dominant. Over on the B side of the map, especially on defense.
His anchoring is really phenomenal. Jonah wants to get aggressive there, take a timing against an array, but ultimately shower control is going to be lost for the defenders.
Knows he gets a free orb there and is able to pull out.
I mentioned it on the prior round in the case of Zekin, but when you're running this double duelist comp, you just want to be min-maxing orbs as much as possible and just cycling showstopper after dimensional drift for powerful executes converted into round wins.
Valen is now on the A side of the map playing that more standard lamps position and is throwing that one way towards short. The attention seems to be more so over towards the B side now for Sentinels. Orb is still there for the taking, so they can have both this round.
G2, they have stacked up here. SEN could try to teleport away, but that's not going to be the case. They are going right in there. Narrate with the first.
Remember, the guns are awkward here. There's 2 rifles for G2. They're really going to squeeze some value out of them, but it's going to be Trent with the classic. And then Jonah chimes in. SEN mill around for quite some time and eventually serve up a steaming thrifty for G2.
G2 just have the read on the situation that after that shower control was taken by Narrate, expecting that he probably would teleport back towards Fountain. You know, kind of a standard opening for the Yoru. They go stack 4 players over on the B site. Perfect read on the situation. Look at SEN. They're running into a 3-prong crossfire, trying to get out of that smoke into the site.
I mean, Jonah's involved in every elimination that round. That was a massive horn that set some easy classic kills up for Trent inside the smoke.
SEN will still have more than enough cash for a buy there, but Jaw has now got the operator. Not going to be a value here. Second over the top.
Okay, is eventually fell by Jonah P there. Orbital strike over towards Triple. Narrate's going to take that position up, and Jonah was going to be in trouble either way, but Leaf has found himself 2 out of fence, now going for the annihilation. Narrate's able to catch on the jaw, but Leaf can lock it down. And Zelsa's eventually will descend into Shelov's lair. I'm glad he's not just stepping into Dre's shoes in-game, apparently.
That was some sick anchoring and a combination of ultimates as well coming out from G2. That Armageddon to flush everything out of showers straight into the waiting hands of Leaf. It was looking good for SEN as well. They've been doing a good job finding these opening kills. Okay. Yeah, all right.
That is absurd.
Is it a little easy?
I haven't played the game in 2 weeks! You got Really?
He really is taken after Dre, hasn't he?
Who's next?
I'm sorry, that broke me. So direct of him, isn't it?
All right, Narrate's got that drift that he's been farming for the last couple rounds, getting orbs, getting a lot of info, gets the control of lamps as well, so SEN should be able to get in here. And it looks like they want to take some control, perhaps back site. The smoke's placed for Heaven, but they're not able to do it.
Stealthtron gets in very deep onto the site here, and
G2 have so much space to get back in, and they want to do it.
Trent's already inching his way out of fence now. Here's the guided salvo. Jonah's able to find Zelsa stood on the side itself, but there was still a stick. Narrate sitting tight inside lamp, Shorty out inside the pit.
Yeah, it's all about finding success in this Viper's pit. Finding kills. Second is going to get the first. There's a showstopper as well.
Doesn't connect. Valen's able to bring him down in midair, but Narrate goes to work inside halls anyway. Rifle now out, ready to go. Trent steps forward. There's a poison orb in the way. That was just a tap of the spike. Narrate, though, has got a timing. Surely Bang should be able to hold his ground here, and he does. The Viper's been instrumental, and now Narrate steps up. A little bit wayward. Jonah knocked low, but Narrate now might need to rely on Bang, and he delivers at least one. Trent, no time to work with him, knows it. Has to sheepishly back away from the spike and won't get out alive. It's SEN edge back out in front.
And this is the exact kind of performance that you want to see from Bang. You mentioned it, but on this map, he is an absolute force. That was always the case with 100 Thieves in the past. This round was 100% reliant on him in that pit to come up huge. SEN had those smokes placed for way back towards Heaven, but G2 just regained all the space. That pit was the only option, the only win con that they had left, and they make it work.
Yeah, gives them that foothold there in that post plant on A, and G2 cannot get in for the life of them. Joel's got himself an op. Trent here with a shoulder peek now, won't see a whole lot of action. No presence at all over on the A side of the map for Sentinel so far. They're going to work B with a split.
Jaw has that shower control opposite side with the op. Sentinel's going to be able to get another one of these orbs. They want to prio it to John. He's got the Nightfall available now. They can leave Narrate inserted over towards B long. You know, perhaps if a Prowler comes, he'll be able to show presence and break it, but then he has that gate crash going all the way back towards short so he can meet up with the rest of the team.
It's going to be annoying. Narrate able to clear that stealth drone, so G2 still have to stay here.
This is exactly what SEN want to do, right? They want to keep that presence being shown here and then suddenly burst into that A site when Narrate teleports away.
Oh man, he's so annoying, and he's able to gate crash out as well, but it's going to play, and who can still wire?
Here comes that Nightfall going to get the tag on the Valen, who's going to be fully routed out of the site.
Bang's getting some serious penetration over towards the B side, though he might catch Trent on the rotate. It's an open here, a TP play at the disposal of Sentinels, but they're staying at A. They stick it there as well.
Yeah, they go for a relatively safe plant, and Leaf is able to get that first. Bit of a spray through smoke, instant trade.
Okay, Narrate caught in the grab net though, and Jonah's able to find him. Zelsis doesn't need to overextend from this spot, but Jaw is inside shower.
And one of the problems is Bang is still miles away. He has to get here in time to help Zekin.
He's been sprinting. Paint shells here. Valen just teases that out. There's also a snake bite on the spike. Zekin's got to be wary. Bang in trouble. Jaw's able to trade him out. Now Zekin will fall. It's tit for tat stuff here on Bind. G2 lock it down on the retake.
This is 2 rounds in a row where G2 have done a great job on that A site of maintaining control of that entire back half. SEN are not able to get that forward control, so G2 can apply a lot of pressure right back onto the site.
Leaf is in a great spot to catch a rotate off that side through the TP anyway, but Valen, even though being hit by Nightfall, didn't fall off the side entirely.
And SEN, you know, yeah, exactly. It's like those little things, right, that are adding up. He's not giving up all of that space, isn't forced to give up all that space. Jaw retains control of shower. Great retake positions, despite SEN's seeming success on the past couple rounds, getting the spike down. They are dead broke.
There'll be a fight here. Jaw catches Narrate straight away, and he's able to fall back, of course, with the gate crash. Zekin wants himself the orb for his trouble, and he'll have it. The weapons are not good here for Sentinels.
And the money isn't good for G2, so crucial for them, the tail end of this half, that they get a very clean anti-eco and retain these rifles, the operator for Jaw, which is starting to pay dividends now.
So how do they piece this out? Because now they don't really have the ability to work the other extremity of the map. They've lost that Yoru piece. They've got an orb, of course. Jaw going to be lined up pretty nicely for this. G2 adamant about anchoring the back part of this A side, no matter what round it's been. Valen just crushes Zelsis, who's had a quiet opening to the series so far, and he's surely going to work. Bang gets in there, Frenzy fires off. Valen's forced to back away here, and there's Bang, picked up the op, goes to work with it. A little bit dangerous.
Might at least have an opportunity here for a plant, get some more cash for SEN on the future rounds.
Backside, yeah, that's where G2 are filtering into now. One in the chamber for Bang, but it doesn't connect. Again, that's a pretty minimal investment there for Sentinels. A recovered operator tears 2 away from G2.
Get away with 3 guns on that. Definitely want to look at the ult situation, because G2 have some significant ones to play with against SEN, who are lacking for any at all. G2 with a dimensional drift, orbital strike heading into this next round. And those can be a nice little combo as well. Pinging players out with a dimensional drift, getting an orbital strike in. Jonah getting a seize in there as well, calling out a player position from that Yoru ult.
This is reminiscent actually of some of the adjustments that C9 made against Sentinels across a couple of maps in that series, is trying to catch SEN as they're hitting that site fast. Sentinels are playing with that level of disrespect, and that's why here we're seeing Leaf play ahead of the Heaven Smoke. That's why we're seeing Valen being really reluctant to fall off the site entirely. G2 don't want to put themselves into a retake scenario against this SEN team, and I'd say the inverse will be true on the other side. SEN are going to be playing against the deadlock. When they move to defense, they can't afford to do that either. They can't afford to give the site, to let the deadlock set up, put a wall in your way, and force you to retake from one singular angle.
I want to see if, over on that A side, SEN are going to adjust their play in regard to how those backside fights, or lack of, are really happening. If they can maybe try to find a timing where you could have Narrate pop a flash out from one of those site smokes, swing out with Zekin, try and catch that timing where G2 are getting back in through backside, through Heaven. So it's been that transitional moment where G2 are just overwhelming them on the A takes.
This could be a really chaotic start to the round. Nose is pressed to the barrier here. Looks like it's a really early Prowler off rip.
Time to jump.
Narrate might want to imply some short control.
I mean, it's looking like we just want to go for a fast hit. Zekin is caught up right now in the seas, but no one will be there to spam away.
There is a sonic sensor ahead of them, though. They've got to be a little bit careful. They don't walk into that. There's a grab there aspect of it coming out. Special delivery fed straight back to Trent. It's a trade.
Bang able to get that shot up just before the ability actually concussed him, and now Zekin, aggression.
Valen's not sure about how to work this. He wanted to push out of vents there for a moment, but he actually backs off. He'll have to support Leap, but they still have backside control here, Wyatt, and Bang almost get tickled by that orbital strike, but SEN have had to retreat here to the extremities of A short.
Jaws pushed up so far, scoped in with the op in the corner, a little ridiculous. What's going to happen here, though? SEN have fully cut noise, but Jaw, he's getting that passive information towards B. So these G2 players, they're not going to move. Leaf and Valen, they are steadfast in the positions right now. Jaw's even creeping more further forward, and now they have the audio cue on Bang.
There's no one to really cover Bang from that position. John is trying to watch, I think, in towards that Lamp's position. Can't see Valen.
I can't believe Bang is alive, down to 7 HP, and
there's the contact take. Valen wins it out. It's going to be Zekken eventually starting to open things up a bit more. Valen's going to be forced off this line. John's still teasing a plant, but not quite sticking it. Zelsis is set up in shower, though.
They get the info on Leaf and a fast trade from Zelsis. That was crucial.
Good reposition there from Zelsis. Valen now again, still controlling that backside. The anchoring has been important for G2, but they cannot hold on. A huge noise cut there from SEN. And they actually lose out early on that player towards Lamp's side, still recover.
Yeah, they take that really fast execute in towards A. They do actually fight through Lamps. They do get a kill backside. And then they retreat, they play things slowly. Zekken was well aware that a flank could have been coming from Jaw through Market. Catches him for free. I think great trading, really. I mean, that moment as well where Leaf gets the kill, it was instant from Zelsis to get that one back onto him.
Yeah, they had the time to set up those really nice crossfires.
And this game has been so back and forth. G2, they're already on an eco now. Just one round lost. And they are relegated to Sheriffs.
My ult is ready.
It's an even game here heading into the 11th.
No one's economy has been safe. And that's why Narrate has picked up the Outlaw here. He has been purchasing that a couple times on attack.
Self-drone here is just going to try and clear up short.
John does get the spot on Zekken, and Zekken, he gets the spot on him. Going to be forced back by that haunt.
It's a pretty aggressive position inside Hookah there for Valen. Really pushed up on that edge.
Jaw's just ready to throw out a flash for his teammates again. Narrate is working towards short, just hoping that someone is going to show themselves on that A side. Okay, a G2 moment.
He was looking good.
That's a G2 moment.
Leaf got to be spotted out here, actually affected by that boombot. Now back over towards the site. 38 seconds left of the round. We have the dimensional drift now from Jaw. There's definitely plenty of information to be gained on this part of the map.
And Leaf is trying to entrench himself here over towards Lamps. He's going to have support from Trent back sight. Can he catch a timing?
Oh, ugly. Okay, Leaf's able to get away with it though. But he's stacked up with Trent inside Lamps here. And Zekken's ready for a backstab attempt. It's going to be Trent winning it out. Over on that Lamp side now, the options are getting limited for Sentinels. They've got to make a play here, but Jonah is a problem. Another Sheriff pick. Down to Zelsis and Narrate, and they're just caught milling about the sites. A full capitulation for Sentinels there.
Second time they've been ecoed in this half by G2, and more than anything, it's come down to good positional play from G2. Neither of their ecos were just a guy randomly gets a couple Sheriff kills, crazy headshots. No, they actually outplay SEN in the macro game. On the prior one, they stacked the right site, and on this one, off of Jaw's ultimate, committing a dimensional drift on a pure eco, gets all of the information for the team to fully encircle SEN on this A site. Helps as well when Valen just gets the run and gun stinger kill, but
he was waiting inside Hookah, holding a very close angle. Then he goes looking and goes up against a player who's better equipped than he is, still wins that out. And all of a sudden, it just starts to come down like a house of cards.
You could just feel from the point of views of the Sentinels player, the walls closing in on them, the pressure that they were under. You could feel it getting dangerous.
Might be a pop here out of Hookah straight off the rip. Better weapons for G2. SEN already down to an awkward buy in this last round of the half. Where the buck is pretty well appointed in that position.
Just didn't have an opportunity to actually click the mouse one more time. Probably would have gotten that kill on Jonah. Zekken had a showstopper that's not even going to be able to be used in this half.
Already down 2 players, and like you said, yeah, no chance in this half of that.
That being said, every remaining Sentinels player will have an opportunity to use an ultimate here, and it's maybe going to start with Narrate.
I'll handle this.
That was the B-side gate crash faked. It does pull G2 out to have a look and confirm.
No one wants to get in back sight. Oh no, he's being botted!
That is so rude. Narrate though, caught inside the vestiges of the dimensional drifts. It takes some team damage, and they're from the molly as well. Awkward stuff, but he's in and on the site. That's the most important part. Eventually, G2 getting cleared out. Valen determined to give it a cat of himself here and not give this space up for free. Now has to walk into the fight. It tears Bang's head off.
Oh my god, and he just gets out of there. waiting for his teammate. Valen is playing this so intelligently.
And there's no plant still. Zelsis doesn't have the space. Nice shot here on the Leafs direction, and Valen! Oh yeah, that's a captain's round for you.
That's just Valen looking like he did last week against NRG as well. Look, I mean, it's literally the same. Jonah and Valen are the two players with the most kills on G2. There's something about this map where that duo just activates. But he played this so intelligently, man. Every single kill, he didn't get greedy. He didn't go for more. He just throws out a stim, runs away with the extra speed, comes back in when his teammate was rapping from hookah. It's so smart.
Zelsis studiously ignoring Valen to the best. He knows he's standing up. He's full aware of that. 7 and 5 at the half. G2 get a couple crucial rounds to put them in the lead halfway through Vibes.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick?
I'd suggest a classic cat eye.
Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
G2 running it back from last week with Valen and Jonah P leading the charge. Some fantastic clutch situations. The most recent there, that round 12 where Valen plays to perfection over on that B side, completely undoing Sentinels and particularly Zelsis.
Over percent, it has been all about Bang. He is in top form today. We didn't see that in his last match against Cloud9, which was a rare underperformance from the man who has been positive in every single series he's had in Stage 2 until that match, and he has bounced back immediately.
What can he do on this defense side? He's notorious for being a dominant player from that position.
His anchoring on B is mental, but right now G2, they've inserted themselves into lamps, trying to get some forward positions, play around this wall from Leaf and get a safe plant if they can.
The wall really breaks up back sight a little bit there. You can sort of see it can be skirted around by Narrate, and he does so. Second so far, playing inside the smoke, and he's caught Jonah already with a paint shell, but the spike was stuck.
Yeah, he's just able to lob that over. Leaf is tucked into the corner. This is a cheeky little position.
Everyone's in smoke! No one can see anything! Narrate with his back there, the Leaf gets caught out. John here on the swing, and the timings have been very good here for G2.
John he can't do anything at half range. He's just stuck in lamps now.
Whatever he can get. Now eyes over towards that lamps direction. Trent a little ostracized here inside shower. Valen knew that Zekken will be taking the fight to him and just found another timing. He just, just moves out of lamps at his own opportunity. And there's no reprisal, there's no trade. It is so hard for Sen to get a defuse here. And he's going to keep popping out, taking a shot. Pops another one. That is whack-a-mole on hard mode.
That is unbelievable. Sen trying their hardest to just avoid him. If we don't look at him, if we don't acknowledge him, Jaw isn't real. He can't hurt us from lamps. But he just finds the perfect moments to get back out of there and flank them.
I mean, that is such a chaotic round. You can see that so much play through these smokes. That's the C's nade combo, of course, that accounts for Jonah. Like, how is Jaw not spotted? The crossfires here for G2, just sublime.
They were so good. And there was that moment as well where Narrate just isolates himself trying to take showers, gets dealt with, but anyhow, fast into the next. It's G2 with, I mean, would hate to be Zekken in this situation.
Yeah, he takes that early play over towards the TP side and now is sheepishly backing up. Caught inside the grab net. Nice little answer to him. He'll be stuck there for most of the round. There's a sonic sensor as well outside the door waiting for him.
Leaf didn't get the memo. He went for the Spectre. He was supposed to buy a Stinger in this situation, but it's all right.
He hasn't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he hasn't played for a while. It's his first game back. It's kind of the Stinger. That's kind of your team's thing, but...
SEN looking for a more of a longer range engagement here, and well, better weapon wins.
One enemy remaining.
At least that's been the case for G2. Zelsis will, yeah, I'll wait the 4 horsemen now, just tucked in this corner, eventually to be dug out by Valen, who can just run and gun. And all of a sudden, G2, you blink, and they add 4 rounds to their total, already putting SEN, I mean, underwater.
SEN who are going to have to deal with the exact same situation they put G2 in, which was bonus round, whole lot of Stingers going to run it down on them.
It is terrifying how frequently this pays off in Americas, especially.
Oh, and especially so for G2. They invented this. This is their bread and butter. All right, let's see if SEN can stop the bleeding and get back into this game.
They're taking some long lines on the A side.
Oh my god, that's a crazy lineup.
That's the second round in a row that Zekken's been caught by an early grab net off the rip.
He has to try to get back into laps, retain some positioning, swing off that Prowler.
Jordan had so much damage to Zekken. He just died on him, bro. He just did the Dougie on that boy.
not the shorty and lamps again, man.
Somebody get a stretcher. Bro is vibing. Last 4 rounds, Jorgamo has been massive. Now, it's 2 rifles handed over to G2.
I mean, this one's just done. Time to save.
Okay, bye.
Time to save.
The last time, I love to call out from Mimi earlier, the last time we saw Sentinels on this map, they got 1 round against Liquid. So not exactly their best outing. And that was kind of maybe fed into the conversation that Kaplan started, saying like, our map pool is kind of shallow. And when we get dragged into these best of 5s, or if we want to be getting into these best of 5s as a team of globals, or here in, you know, potential grand final, we need a deeper pool.
Yeah, that depth is absolutely required. And it kind of feels like at the moment for G2, I mean, what are they missing? Corrode? That's really it, right? They're trying to figure themselves out on that map. But outside of that, they're looking solid on everything. Like, we didn't know what their bind was like until they debuted it against NRG last week. And evidently, this is just the home ground of Valen and Jonah.
And we might have seen this last week because they actually floated this map against NRG. Just never ended up getting it.
Jaw is a menace in lamps.
Bro, his ankles, man. Come on. Yep, that Stinger combo.
He's been on a heater too, Jaw. Some of the best play he's had all year has been this playoff run. I think he's the 2nd highest rated ACS at the moment.
Not just Yoru all the time.
Yeah, he's finally getting to play some other ages too. Not really the case here. Leaf.
That's an offense side outlaw.
Yep. Shades of Narrate on that first half. Just pushing down short, waiting for a defender to peek. Instant kill onto Zekken. This is a Sentinels who are fully forced up. It's resulted in Zelsis just having the Stinger to play with.
But again, the likelihood of G2 giving them anything for free here is pretty low. G2 looking to work the map. They got extensive showers control. That was a gate crash out of A by Narrate. Bolstering that B-side presence. That leaves Zelsis alone at A, though, and that is where G2 might be looking to end.
You know, situations like this, you know, when we've seen other teams running this double duelist, you would love to have Zelsis really fight doggedly for this space and lamps, not give it up so the rest of the team can flood back in. This comp, it's about speed, it's about flooding, fighting together, putting pressure when the spike is going down. But you know, G2, they've been able to circumvent those situations so far. They do it yet again here. Full retake needs to be activated for Sentinels, and it needs to be a success. Their economy is really, really bad right now.
And these crossfires have already been set up, Wyatt. G2 have fallen back into those strong positions, and SEN now have to take this side. They do have the flash to work with. Oh dear. That's a molly that wasn't blocked. Yeah, that's going to give them the hot foot and force SEN to disperse away from the spike for the time being. Battles on a little angle, maybe even a timing over the top here. John able to find one. Narrates, rifle chimes in. Jonah's been marked. They can just sort of try and take a swing on this step. Maybe just force John off the side, and yep. It's another save here for Sentinels, and they are very quickly losing their grip on this game. No encounter over at the TP. G2 will stay. Hatch is battened.
Nothing that SEN could do. G2 are so patient there. They really over-indexed in waiting for that molly to come down and body blocking it. Couldn't do that. Didn't get on the spike earlier to really get it to half. Time just dwindled way too far. And G2 are just patiently waiting behind these smokes. Didn't need to do a thing.
Move, Alex, you big body. If I die, I swear to gosh.
Thanks for keeping it real rated G for us on that.
I don't think I've ever heard someone say, I swear to gosh. I'm really impressed at his composure in that moment. Obviously a very necessary timeout here called by Sentinels. An awkward couple of rounds. Finally a chance to buy in, and there's a showstopper here for Zekin, but outside of that, I mean, they have done nothing in this second half.
I'm going to imagine it's just going to be a hard force, invest everything they can. They get away with a couple rifles. That showstopper is going to need to be everything for them to stay in this game. G2 are on a 6-round run at the moment. Started at the end of that first defensive half.
And Jorga's shot straight back up to the top of the scoreboard here in this second half. This player's been great for him. Number 2 in ACS and KPR. In the entirety of Americas, of course. And again, not just in that Yoru jail, really flexing around a whole ton. Back to his roots in a way.
Oh, there you go. It's Leaf's first deadlock game in his career. He's not doing too bad. Playing pretty well. This comp from G2 so far, nothing but success. Sound win against NRG, and it looks like they're going to repeat the same against Sentinels unless they can come back in this crucial round. Everything invested. Zekin is caught yet again.
Delta's able to avoid the annihilation. Crucially, Narrate has to hold his ground. It's coming too fast here for Sentinels to clearly deal with. It is Zekin's showstopper. That strikes at the heart and takes the Brimstone out of the game. Jonas up on the cubby though, catches bang as he walks on out. Does he know there's a player backside? 2 of them are there. Sentinels gamble correctly. End up in the right place.
G2 just come out with the fastest of fast hits. SEN stacked up and ready. Good little double face at the end. They're out of the smoke to clean things up. It looked like Jonah may have had a chance to wrangle that round back. Showstopper gets great value. Second getting back in after being caught in the net for the 3rd time instantly. I mean, these net lineups from Leaf have been getting a lot of early value.
Moments like that, it seems like where Sentinels are a bit more comfortable. Many such rounds against C9 where they simply took these aggressive fights. So look how far forward on this B side they're playing wide. They want another close fight.
They want to fight over this orb because Josh surely is going to go for trying to get that dimensional drift.
Punish.
Well, he'll have it for the next round. Narrate deals with him effectively. Valen going to get the orbital strike though. Still so many ultimates going to be available in the near future for G2. And Leaf is on point today.
Still deep anchor positions for the remainder of SEN here on B.
Really feels like he never left, honestly. Hasn't skipped a beat.
I don't think he was telling the truth about the 2 weeks not playing thing, honestly. Just makes it sound worse, but...
I don't know, it's possible. He plays a lot of RuneScape. I don't know how much he was really playing Valorant.
So far, he's definitely been farming level 99 in this game.
Narrate's on that rotate towards elbow to set up a good crossfire here with Zelsis. Try and play off this wall that they've got. Smoke's going to be dropped. Zelsis is now, I believe, fully covered up, so we'll have an opportunity to pop out that right side just in case, but he wants to go forward.
Leaf is watching this. Obviously, we can hear the sonic sense, and Narrate's able to win out against Jonah and flash himself out of that smoke, if I'm not mistaken, and Zelsis is slowing things down from Hookah.
Both SEN players are just isolated little mini-games right now. Zelsis, that timing!
Oh, he's a rat! Valen shot in the back as well! Won't be given a chance to escape, but that spike is out in the open. Trent with nothing to do, but pack it in for the next round and send scrape 2 together.
Narrate really finds its footing in this round. Big impact. Like that SEN, super aware that G2 are going to really try to get towards those orbs with multiple players just being one away. So they fight over that B control, especially you can just have your Yoru here in front of the smoke. You can teleport away, wins that duel against Jaw. And then from there, look at that timing again out of the smoke.
Zelsis is smoking like that position over and over.
Literally, Narrate and Zelsis, the two of them just kind of working together with Util, or at least Zelsis giving him smokes and stuff, and you know, Bang putting the wall up and down, but they are just playing their own little 1v1 games, and they won both of them.
Who's next?
Here's that dimensional drift that Jaw got on the prior round. Zekin wants to avoid being caught in the grab net this time, and he does it.
It's a very nerdy grab net. Set up, there's Narrate. That takes Trent out of the equation here. No Teho on deck. Okay, flash out of the smoke again for Jaw. Oh, man. Oh, that's a problem. That might be a slight wrinkle in the plan here for Sentinels, Wyatt.
That is just outrageous from Jaw. Narrate, unfortunately, stumbling his way into those bullets at the end. And this should be it for Sentinels. I mean, Bang could try to make something happen. He's got a lot of cash right now. Maybe get that first kill towards Lamps. Trying to do something. I mean, Leaf's precision with these has been unbelievable.
Yeah, you had to be really preemptive with this deadlock utility normally, right? Can't just throw it out willy-nilly. It doesn't get you that value, but Leaf has really got his finger on the pulse of what Sen are trying to do and the pace they're trying to play at.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of deadlock this year, so we haven't really witnessed the changes to her be exploited in that you're getting the net as your signature ability. But Leaf is making the most of it. He's definitely making the most of it. I've not seen so many of those connect in one game, I don't think ever.
And many of them are set plays as well, off the start of the round. Let's have a look at this multi-kill.
Mental from Jaw. I mean, I can't blame Zekin for trying to be able to get the kill when he's getting out of the dimensional drift.
To me, bro. Wow.
But it's such a chaotic moment that Zelsis, he doesn't even realize he's exposing himself to that potential angle, because why would that be a potential angle to die from? The moment is just far, far too chaotic to realize that Jaw could get a free kill there.
Because a chance for multiple Sentinels ultimates to be developed off orbs at the start of this round. They had no control of the A side orb. So that will go to Leaf. A bit more tentative here, yeah. Over on the B side, I think they would love a Nightfall for John. The threat of that operator is going to stave them off for now. Okay, Narrate just takes the fight, man. Every now and then he just mixes something like that in. Works out just as often as not. What an important round for him to get an edge of just a raw swing.
He is really starting to light up G2 on defense. John wants to even the odds, playing with this operator. Narrate can take that first contact, teleport away, and then you have Zekin controlling over towards the Lamps. And that's another free one.
Narrate's done his job.
Staying for more.
Yeah, done more than enough, I would like to think. Zekin losing out, though. That's a value losses. Well, now there's going to be Lamps control set up for G2. Yeah, they'll be slowed up here a little bit. That's to be expected. And in the meantime, Bang is wending his way towards them on his late wrap.
Yeah, that'll allow Bang to maybe get a better, more optimal timing on this flank.
Face your fear!
Sen had a little bit of utility to get back in with on John. He's got that Haunt, Prowler, etc.
Spike planted.
Jonah is watching for this. They spot out Bang. He just needs to live. He just needs to be a nuisance.
Yep, keeping them contained here on short. The best thing he can be doing right now. And there's the orbital strike. It's Armageddon. And Zelsis lances them out of existence.
That is some excellent utility in the moment, and just the realization, you know, the calls from Bang coming there, that him being alive, he's got them, yeah, contained towards Lamps. He sees, wait, they're all getting stacked up there. We can absolutely destroy them with some util. Frankly, I was really worried there for a moment for Sen. Narrate did so much, but then overstays his welcome, doesn't teleport away, gets caught. Second loses the duel.
Let's go. Let's bring this shit back. Let's go. Good composure.
For that trio, win it out with some really fantastic team play, some good decision-making in the moment, syncing up that utility.
Armageddon up here for Trent. For the first time this game, I think we've seen it.
Go ahead.
Dimensional drift, though, is going to be ready. Here's that Armageddon cutting through. Just clears that backside position, denies triple, followed up by a stealth drone. All the info, all the positioning here for G2.
They get that wall placed very deep as well, so Zekin going to have to spend some time breaking that. However, the plant is temporarily denied by defender utility coming through. I don't even know if Zekin is aware that that wall is right in front of them, to be honest, because there's a dimensional drift running in now, and that'll give the info. Narrate.
He's able to get through it.
Able to circumvent all of that. Able to get into showers, even Nightfall.
a pretty good nightfall. Yeah, 2 players now. They know there's some heavy presence over towards the Lamb's direction, but Narrate loses out there as he comes out of deep drift. And Jaw, feet planted inside Lamb's, impossible to clear until John finally carves him out with the operator. But that's SEN now down to 2 players. 4 up for G2, and Celsius has to go looking for something, an edge to find. It's the Tehu off the map. Spots Leaf as the smoke clears, but it's not enough! And it's like he's not missed a day of regulation play. Leaf ends the game with a fancy little 2K to make it a convincing bind outing for G2.
That was some of the best deadlock play I've ever seen. Honestly, all of the utility pieces were getting massive value. Ends that game
Tops
with
the
the
scoreboard,
highest
doesn't it?
ACS player.
Yeah.
Nice little return for Leaf, and honestly would expect nothing less. I mean, this was the man who was the best player for G2 throughout that first half of the year before he had to take a break. And he is back in top form just as he left.